Hello there, I'm the Biz Manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now, in the previous episode we made a proof of concept, let's call it like that, of our future industrial block. However, I've been doing a little bit of thinking and I kinda want to redo um, a few things. Not this part, but the metal refineries, and I want to introduce a few extra things before we start finalizing the construction of the industrial block. So, with that in mind, please give me a few moments while I do a few rearrangements around this place. Alright guys, so this is more like it. This is more like what I had in mind. Still not yet complete, but let's analyze what is requested in here. So we will have our cooling loops over here, right, with the steam generators and the thermo aqua tuners. Right now only one aqua tuner is active. Come on game. Thank you. This aqua tuner will loop around the place, cooling off most of the industrial block, and then we'll end up the loop by cooling off the steam turbines. Then we have a secondary loop right here, which is not yet active, which will serve for future projects, like cooling off base and oxygen production, which we will have to increase at some point. It's more like for future expansions than anything else, because, you know, opening up this thing over here, it would be a nightmare, so better to do it now than later. Then we move down for the first floor, which is the refineries. We are going to be using two refineries, one for iron and steel, the other for everything else, pretty much. I will have the materials stored in here. I think I only need 4, because we need aluminium, copper, gold and wolframite. And then over here we will have iron, lime and refined carbon, with the auto sweeper for the metal refinery and all. Cool. Then let's move to the second floor, fuel production or petrol production. We will have our refineries right here with a crude oil liquid lock, just to make sure that any temperature spike is not a problem to our liquid lock. If we put our water and we have like a big spike in temperature, you're not going to get stuck. Okay, we have a big spike in temperature. That would be bad, because we would be just launching steam all over our base and destroying the liquid lock, and then we will have a bunch of natural gas. Well, you get the point. It would be a mess. No. These two refineries, most of the time only one will be active. This is just if we need increased production. The second one, I mean. But most of the time, just one will be active. 8 fuel tanks will store all the petrol. Then I haven't yet installed the lines to feed what we have on the third floor, which is polymer presses and glass forge. Now, the polymer presses and the glass forge have these metal tiles over here. As I mentioned, the liquid loop will be passing on through here, and the metal tiles will help out a lot when it comes to cooling down both the polymer presses and the glass that is produced by the glass forge. That way we don't have any problems. We also have an auto sweeper over here that can reach that point over there, which should be the place where the plastic is dropped from both of these machines, hopefully. If not, we can move the auto sweeper a little bit to the side, and we have the conveyor loader, which will then ship both the glass and the plastic out of this place. And yeah, then we have power distribution. We have 2 large power transformers. One of them is making sure that this area is energized, and the second one is for the refineries and the sweepers out here. Both the refineries and the aqua tuners will be will have the electricity delivered to them by heavy watt wires. Now, I know this is going to be an escape point for the heat that we are going to generate in here, but hopefully the cooling loop will be more than enough to deal with that. I don't think it's going to be a problem, that's why I extended a little bit the insulation in here. We might get a little bit toasty, but nothing too major. And yeah, then I plan to make like a storage unit right over here, close to the supply teleport input. That way any materials that might need to be transported to the next world will be super close by, and that will be super handy. And I'm also going to put a transporter thingy. What are these called? A transit tube access over here, so that they can grab the stuff and just jump out of this place into the place that they need to go. So pretty much this is going to be it. I'm going to avoid giving any further commands to my dupes so that they focus on building these things over here. And I'm also going to, what I'm going to do, I'm going to block that area off. I'm going to deconstruct that, deconstruct that, deconstruct that, and that, and this one over here, and this one over here. The purpose for me deconstructing all of these blocks that I shouldn't have ever built in the first place is quite simple. Once we start putting the water in, we need to give it a way out for the gas, right? Because the water will push the gas up, and we don't want to end up with pockets of air anywhere in this place. So if we make a grid like this, it will force the gas out once we start putting the water in. However, that is still a little bit far away because we have a lot, and I mean a lot of things to build. So just give me a moment, guys, while we wait for all of this to be built, and we'll be right back. Alright, this wasn't that bad. I believe 3 cycles for them to build all of this. It's pretty much ready. We can start putting a little bit of salt water in. We don't need a lot, just a little bit. Just to create a layer on the bottom floor. Now before I do that, I just want to confirm one thing. Salt, liquid, 800 degrees. Okay. So, absolutely no issue whatsoever. I was a little bit afraid that we could liquefy salt with the steam in the steam room. The temperatures might get up to 200 degrees, but not much more than that. I am not expecting it to get over that. So yeah, we are good. We are just waiting a little bit on the salt water, and then we will put a bunch of water. Let me see. How many tiles do we have? We have 17 tiles, almost 20. So if we have, I kind of want to have close to 2 to 3 tons of clean water on top of that. So if we get over 200 kilograms per tile, we should have over 2 tons of water in here. In fact, we should have over 3 tons. So that's the number I'm going to point towards. And when it comes to the crude oil liquid lock, we are also waiting on that. Once that's done, I'm going to activate the gas pump. I'm going to take all this junk out of here, straight into this gas reservoir. Once it is full, I deconstruct it, and then I have to think about a natural gas storage solution. But that's for a little bit. I still have a few more expansions. Oh no, you bastard dupes. You opened that up. Okay, whatever. Not really an issue. Let's just see. Active period is 63 cycles. Oof. This cool event is not active for a long period of time. Huh. That kinda sucks. I might need to expand the pit a little bit to hold a little bit more water, but we don't need a lot. Or maybe we do. How much water this did? Yeah, it takes 1 kilogram per second, but in any case, this is a project for later. My crude oil is coming from here, but why is the pitcher pump overheating? Overheat temperature 75, really? A thing made of sandstone, really? Okay, I suppose we could make it of a, I don't know, genius rock. Okay, yeah. I thought this was one of those items that don't take damage from heat, you know, because it is made of sandstone. I don't know why I thought that, but in any case, we are going to take care of that. We're going to deconstruct the old one, build a new one of ingenious rock, which shouldn't take damage. Now, in here we are going to pour just a little bit of water. We don't need a lot. Just something to work as a medium between the metal tiles and the polymer press. That way our polymer presses should never overheat. Never. And yeah, everything is going along pretty well. So now we just need to do a little bit more waiting. Alright, the first layer of water has been dropped. We have around 30 kilos of salt water. Yeah, between 25, yeah, around 25 kilos of salt water. That's just enough. Now, once we add a layer of water, you will see that this area will be completely blocked off and there will be no more gases in here. That way, we make sure that when this steam chamber starts working, there is absolutely nothing but steam in here, making our lives that much easier. However, we are still waiting on a few things. One more drop of crude oil should be enough to get this liquid lock up and running. In here we have a little bit of water, a couple of grams, not a lot. I could use a little bit more. And the storage solution that I'm going to do, it's not really a solution, it's more like a, well, I'm going to build another power plant in here, a hybrid between a petrol and gas generator. Natural gas, I mean. I'm going to do an hybrid over here that is going to act only if really necessary, like an emergency power plant. Because I really don't want to be wasting petrol if I don't have to, right? Petroleum, I mean. It's not the best of idea. Oh my god. Disgusting. This is disgusting. We have a disgusting amount of... not an amount, a disgusting mix of fluids in here. Regular water, polluted water, salt water. It's going to be a nightmare to clean all of this off. But that's a problem for future me to deal with. See? If we come over here to material overlay, gas, what is it? No gas. Fantastic. That's precisely what we want. However, we only have a couple of kilos of water in here. We need a lot more. And I mean a lot more. Alright, our liquid lock has been achieved. So, deconstruct that. Time to vacuum out the place. Alright guys, so I was taking a look at our natural gas power plant and I noticed that we are pretty much full. Huh, we should expand a little bit. I don't have a lot of gold, so these are... they're gonna have to be out of iron, but they overheat at 75 and sometimes, you know, temperature can get out of hand pretty quickly, so you know what? Sacrifices will have to be made. We will find more gold out there. There are still a little bit of gold spread out across the map. Oh yeah, I can still see a lot. I've been trying to demolish as much as I can from the slime biome, simply because I don't want to have all this polluted oxygen constantly being emitted. I kinda want to get rid of it eventually, so for that you need to get rid of that as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to expand on that. Now we should see a vacuum pretty soon. Come on, gas pump, you can do it. You can vacuum this entire room out. It's just a matter of time. Jesus, it's taking so long for these final micrograms of gas to be pulled out of the room. Come on. And... okay, sure. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting there. Okay. Let's ignore that part now. And I have completely demolished this biome. There is a little bit of it left. I kinda didn't want this salt water to get in the way, that's why I just demolished this biome. Okay, so this is done, pretty much. The water, we are still waiting a little bit on that, but we shouldn't take too long to get... Oh, fantastic, this is also close to done. We check on the power. Okay, we need to bring power down. Ugh, oh my god, it's going to be disgusting, guys. It's going to be so painful. I'm going to power all of these. Whoa, 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 whoa. Through here. Okay. The same place where the water comes down from. I still have no idea if this is going to work or not, but hopefully it will. However, I will have to bring heavy watt wire pretty down, because if I am to put any machinery in here in the future, just conductive wire will not be enough for it. In fact, if I put all these machines, nothing else, just this, I cannot put a transit tube. No, you see, because I still need a gas pump as well in here. It's going to be complicated, but I'll figure it. I'll figure something out. There we go. Perfect vacuum. Now let's deconstruct this, which will explode a cornucopia of gases into the environment, but it's completely fine, to be honest. I really don't care too much. The rest of the piping is already set up, so we can deconstruct that, even the gas vent as well. And then, once all of that has been deconstructed, we can connect it to the main storage facility. This should be enough, because the oil reservoirs, they don't produce that much natural gas. So this should be enough for our needs. Alright, so with over 200 kilograms of water in each tile, we can disable the water bottling and deconstruct this. We now have, it was 17 tiles, we have over 3.4 tons of water in here, which is more than enough mass to just absorb all that heat that is going to be produced in the future. So, let's deconstruct this, and then let's close this off, so we can put the steam turbines on top of those. Okay guys, just a quick tip for you: if you want to demolish a biome, you don't need to go, you don't need to put your scaffolding, you know, with 4 tiles separation. The reason for that is because the tubes, if they are standing on the scaffolding or the stairs, they can mine 4 tiles up, right? And then they can mine 2 tiles down. However, they can also then drop down to the ladder and then mine the final bit over here, right? So you should put 7 tiles between your scaffoldings, just to make it as fast as possible. And I made mine 6 instead of 7. So glad I told you guys about this, because it allowed me to notice my mistake. However, just a word of caution: don't go like this until you have at least the top scaffolding built, simply because bad things can sometimes happen. So this little thing over here is another thing that we need to take out in order to conclude our industrial block project. We need the water to get the oil, to get the petrol. You know the drill, right? This part over here is almost done. It is a bunch of junk, but soon enough we will get all this junk out of here. More importantly, we need to finish this off so we can close it off with another farm tile. Then I will deconstruct these ladders so we can put another wizard. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is going to work the way that I intended. Whoa. Well, okay, someone is starving. What I'm going to do, however, is just try to remove all of this slime out of here so that it doesn't start off gassing. And fill this up with polluted oxygen. If the cool steam vent gets overpressured, we are losing, you know, we are losing that steam, and we don't want that. We kind of want to keep as much water as possible, at least in here, to serve as a reserve. Now, this water doesn't need to get super cold. 82 degrees is more than enough for us. I made this checkerboard pattern over here with just iron ore. I used all the diamond over here where is more important because it is in contact with the metal tile. I also made a plate over here just to help out conducting the shield. And yeah, as you can see, it rises up to 74, 75 degrees, but as soon as this stops emitting steam, the wizards are able to shield it down to about around 65 to 60 degrees. So I'm pretty sure that even though it is ugly, this design will work for free, like free of charge. We don't need to use any sort of electrical power on it. It's just going to stay there and work forever. It just requires a little bit of phosphorite every single day, but oh well. Nothing is absolutely free in this game, so I suppose that we should feel glad that we found a power-free method. Now, while we wait for the water steam cool vent thingy to be ready, I thought I should start working on my infinite storage. So pretty much I have two kinds of storages, one for hot stuff, one for regular stuff, just like, you know, in this pit we will put most of our rocks and stuff that it's not really that important. We just need it. And in here we're probably going to put most of our metals and the metals that we are not going to store in here because they are kinda too hot, you know. We should probably store them in here, separated from that. That way the liquid pipe will help out, cool the materials down over time, and then this auto sweeper will pick up the materials as needed. We just need to come into the conveyor loader, say whatever we need in there, right? And the sweeper will pick it up and send it into the next colony. Okay, now we kinda need the power downstairs for our equipments over here. What? Oh, Bani? Whatever. This dupe is being a constant pain in the ass because she is a bottomless stomach. Probably should have taken a close look when I recruited my dupes, but oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, I think we are going to have to deal with that unless we do a schedule just for her, where she has an additional hour for not priorities, schedules, please. Okay, let's add a new schedule right here. Right, and it's... Oh no, Bahe already has her own schedule. Oh, sorry. All we have to do is add an additional downtime over here. And she'll be good to go, hopefully. Now, matter at hand. Power to make everything in the oil biome work. We're going to put 2 of these. Just for future proof. Right now I'm just going to bring the power of 1. It's going to be expensive. Ugh, my god. Thank god there is a ton of lead in here. Otherwise this would be really, really expensive. Now I just need to bring the heavy watt wire down here. Jesus, so much of our iron have just been used. Luckily there is still a lot of that, so no need to worry. I'm also expanding a little bit the cooling loop to involve every part of the industrial area. Should I want to build the power plant in here, it will be cooled down by the same loop that cools down the entire industrial area. Now, with the infinite storage setup, like I said, in here, cold stuff, there is a ton of things that are not going to be stored, like liquefables and stuff like that, but in here, cold stuff, in here, hot stuff, like the refined metals, the diamond, and the abyssalite. The abyssalite can either be extremely hot or extremely cold. Uh, uh, Either way, both come in here. Oh shit! Oh, oh my god. My heart just stopped. It is nothing. Okay, for a moment I thought a part of my base had collapsed. I don't know, maybe one of these tiles and now all my water was lost. Something like that. I don't know, whatever. Okay, let's bring the power over here, trying to supply all of our equipment. I'm going to vacuum this area out, however I'm going to put some automation in here. I will then deconstruct most of it. Okay. I will deconstruct most of it and the gas pump will just stay there. You know, doing nothing. Well, this is taking its time. Well, while we wait, why don't I explain the most simple automation ever conceived by mankind. Let's stop this. First, I had too little crude oil in here. I wasn't feeling safe. Now, pretty much the automation doesn't exist. We are going to control the oil wells via the liquid pump. If we need more oil, we come here and we let the green signal run. And we let the oil wells run for as long as they want. But if we don't want any more oil, we just turn off the liquid pump and that will stop providing water into the pipes, which will eventually stop the oil wells. We want to work like this because it is best if we don't have water accumulating in the pipes. Okay? Not in this pipe. This is the output pipe. In the insulated pipes, it would be best if we don't have water in there, because even though it is not 100 degrees in here, you never know, right? It can, in this kind of biome, it can easily go over 100 and you get a bunch of steam inside your oil well, and trust me, you don't want that. Then, what we have next is the storage for the oil that we are going to get. I like to get at least a few of these, just to work as backup. Because once again, we never know how much demand for oil we are going to get, so having a little bit stored up is not a bad idea. They are made of gold amalgam, just so they can withstand any temperature above 75 degrees, which is, you know, regular temperature of the oil, right? It's 89, so anything other than gold amalgam we don't want in here. And there is also a geyser in here, which I should get to uncover soon, but I have to focus on this, because after we get this done, okay, after this is 100% done, fully powered and operational, we start pumping out oil. That means that we get to pump the oil all the way over here, start converting petroleum, because we are going to need the petroleum to fill up the cooling lines for the metal refineries. Reason for that is because the crude oil can go all the way up to 400 degrees, but the petroleum can go all the way up to 500, so yeah, it's just out of safety, it's best to have the petroleum. Once we have the petroleum to fill up our metal refineries, well, everything is ready to go. Our cooling loops could get started at any moment. It's already finished. We just need to pump a little bit of polluted water, so I'm just going to divert this line in here and fill up the system. Once the system is filled up and ready to go, we have everything to get the industry started. So yeah, all we need is to get the oil up here and we'll be done with a freaking industrial block. We went from having a power problem to having a power surplus. Our reservoirs of hydrogen are pretty much full. However, there is automation to stop them from being completely full. And tanks for the The natural gas are also full, so I'm just going to divert my attention a little bit to increase the quantity of gas reservoirs that we have, because we don't want to waste any of this natural gas. We are going to need it once the natural geyser goes into dormancy in 6 cycles, so we kind of want to avoid the overpressure. So I might have an issue. A big issue at that. My dupes are so focused that they forgot to fertilize the freaking millwood. And our Dracos are starving now, so hopefully these will grow quick enough so that our our geckos can have something to eat. 'Cause, that's not good, the fact that we have all these starving Dracos over here. So, the poke shell is being a little bit aggressive. There might be an egg around here somewhere. This is not good. Dupes, get out of there! He's being mean to us. Well, I didn't want to kill you, you know, but you're being kind of a... You're being kind of annoying, you know. My dupes have better things to do than stand around and deal with you, sir. Screw you. Leave Bubbles alone. And there he goes. Is there any meat left behind? No, just a poke shell mold. Well, that's okay. As long as our dupes are safe, that's all I care. Alright, so our fuel tank expansion has been completed. Our guys have been slowly but steadily doing that, although we had a couple of overpressures in the process, and we lost a couple of fuel because of that, but oh well. This is not as necessary as before, so I'm pretty sure the amount of fuel that we might still get will be enough to withstand the entire dormancy. And now the water though will not, so this area will overheat a little bit. Unfortunately, some of our food will end up decaying, but that's the circle of life, I suppose. Now, how are we doing on our construction over here? We are not that bad. As you can see, we already sealed off the area. We only need to bring power down here, and we can start evacuating the gases from there, so let's take care of that. Now, I think that if I deconstruct... If I deconstruct the automation, then this should be forever in a state of red signal, I think. Before I do anything, let me just confirm that. So yeah, if you'll just leave the wire, it will forever give a red signal, and yeah, we can then deconstruct this, get all the materials back, and the gas pump will not pump out the steam, because it will be with a red signal. Cool. Now I think this is going to take a little bit too much time to complete. I think we will not get our industrial block up and running this episode, guys, unfortunately. Yeah, there is still a lot of things left to do. I have been giving priority to most of this work, but it is a lot of work to do. Let's just put it like that. Our dupes cannot keep up with the demand, and well, let's just say the fact that I'm not the most organized person in the world probably doesn't help a lot, right? But I don't think I've been doing such a terrible job so far. Our colony still stands, and we are not struggling, so can't say that I can complain, right? But with that said, guys, next episode we will finish all the piping, and powering up all the equipment. We will test everything, see if it is up and running as we expect, and I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to get the industrial block up and running. After that, and in order to increase the performance, as you can see in here, I'm playing at 25 FPS right now, and that's no fun. So after we get all the cooling running, I'm not in a rush to get into space or anything. We have time, okay? Our biggest rush is just to clean the entire map. So yeah, get this done, sort out the junk that the map has to offer to increase performance, and then we will focus on the space stuff. And yeah, we need to focus on the space stuff because we need an orbital microlab. But as I said, problems for future me to deal with. And with that said, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the base manager signing out. Bye bye.